You're listening to Sox in the Basement, a production of the Broadcast Basement Limited, where every show is 30 minutes of good and comes from a basement bar on the south side of Chicago. Pull up a stool, pour a cold one, and join us right now for Sox in the Basement. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at soxinthebasement.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome down to Sox in the Basement. Pull up a stool at my 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. The biggest series to date for the White Sox, and possibly the biggest series of the season, depending on how this goes. The White Sox are back at home after an 8-game road trip and will face the Minnesota Twins. And the Sox come into this series trailing by 6 games in second place behind the 39-18 Twins. The Sox, 9 games over 500, are 33-24, and over their last 11 games, 4-7. Over the last 10 for the Minnesota Twins, 9-1. The only loss coming from the White Sox. Last weekend, after taking the first game of a 4-game set, we dropped 3 straight. And now after splitting with Baltimore, we're back home. Dylan Cease will take the mound against Kenta Maeda today. The Twins bring Josh Donaldson out there. All he is the current American League Triple Crown winner. If the season ended today, he leads in average, home runs, and RBIs. The White Sox have some offense too, but the Twins are really good. It's going to take a special effort this weekend for the White Sox to hang in here with the Twins. It's a pivotal series early on in the season when you don't want that team to get so far out in first place that it's insurmountable. Dylan Cease, Kenta Maeda, Sox, Twins, South Side, Friday night. Let's go. Guaranteed Rate Field, south side of Chicago. White Sox in second place, 6 games back from the first place Minnesota Twins, who have won 9 of their last 10, including sweeping the Yankees in New York right after they took 3 out of 4 from these White Sox in Minnesota. They're red hot, and it's time for us to put some cold water on them. White Sox have been struggling as of late, and it's time for gut check. Dylan Cease, 11 starts, 4-4 record, 4.24 ERA, 63 2/3 innings, 67 hits, 22 walks, 62 strikeouts. It's a whip of 1.40. This White Sox simulated game and the entire simulated season brought to you by Cork and Carry at thepark.com. You know it would have been happen this weekend as Luis Arraez swings and misses at the first pitch low and inside. 0-1 the count. Cork and Carry at the Park at 33rd and Princeton is a Southside tradition. Make sure you continue to support them. Order some great food this weekend using Grubhub or Cork and Carry at thepark.com. Award-winning burgers as the wind blows from left to right at 9 miles per hour on a beautiful 80-degree day here in Chicago that is about to turn in the evening. 1-1 the count now to Arraez, who's hitting .349. He puts this one down the first base line. Foul, 1-2. The Twins' second baseman really coming into his own this year and part of a very potent lineup that not only leads all of Major League Baseball in home runs, but leads the second place team on that list by over 20. 2-2, now the count, as Cease misses low and inside to the lefty Arraez. Into the wind and the pitch, swung on and missed. Grandal picks it up out of the dirt, throws it down to first to make sure he's double out. 1 gone here, and let's go around the horn. Grandal behind the plate, Abreu at first, Madrigal at second, Anderson at short, Moncada at third, Jimenez in left, Robert in center, Adam Engel in right, all the starters, and Dylan Cease throws a strike down the middle to Jorge Polanco. 0-1 the count. Polanco had 2 3-run home runs last weekend, as he alone scored 6 when the White Sox scored 5 as part of a Twins victory. And a high 4-seamer misses. 1-1 the count. Eric Summergill behind the plate today. Luckily, we don't have the crew from Baltimore. They were brutal. If you listen to those games, you know what I'm talking about. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Popped up. Out in the left field. It's tailing back towards the pole. Get foul. It will not. It will drop and then go over the wall for a ground rule double. Polanco's on with the ground rule double into the corner on the opposite side of where he stands in the batter's box. There was a shift on for him, and with good reason. He really does tend to hit everything to one side. That time he did not. Nelson Cruz, hitting .305, stands up with 10 home runs and 28 RBI in the 3 spot here for these Twins. He's got a runner on second with 1 out here in the top of the first. Fans still filing in as a 4-seamer hits the inside corner, 0-1 the count. Looking forward to a good weekend of baseball. White Sox desperately need to take 2 out of 3 here to stay in this race. As this one is lifted out to center field, Robert coming in quickly will make the catch. 2 gone and the runner holds here in the top of the first. You're 6 games back, so are the Indians entering play today. But to this point in the season, you're 3-4 against these Twins. You are the only team that's really stood up to them in all of baseball. And they have a lead, but it's not insurmountable as of yet, as Sano, batting 4th today, swings and misses at that one, 0-1 the count. Miguel Sano is hitting .273. When we saw him last week, he never hit higher than the 7 spot in the order. 4-seamer misses outside, 1-1 the count. So he's moved back up the order. We saw him at the beginning of the season here in Chicago, right here in this spot. But last week, it was as if he had been demoted. Now he's back up. A high pitch misses, 2-1. Polanco on second with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Swung on and missed a curveball, 2-2. Partly cloudy skies, like I said, wind blowing across the field. 80 degrees at game time. Swung on and missed. Cease sits him down. A good first inning for the White Sox pitcher. He gives up the double, but nothing else. Midway through the first, no score with the White Sox coming up. Kenta Maeda, 12 starts, 4-3, 4.14 ERA, 63 innings in which he's given up 56 hits and 22 walks for a 1.24 whip. 54 strikeouts as well. He pitched well against the White Sox last weekend, but he did not pitch with very much pressure. Tim Anderson led off yesterday's game in Baltimore with a solo shot. He's hitting .323 for the Sox right now. TA swings and misses at the first pitch, a high fastball, 0-1, and he's underway in the bottom of the first inning. I expect good crowds here this weekend for a pivotal matchup. The pitch on the way. Misses outside, a curveball, 1-1. It was Maeda versus Gonzalez last week when these teams met each other. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Slider, up and in, goes for a strike, 1-2 the count. The Indians, meanwhile, playing the Royals this weekend in Cleveland, and they are leading 3-1 early. Swung on and fouled off a 4-seamer down the middle, 1-2, as that goes down the first base line. Maeda quickly into the wind, inside. He fought that one off. It was like a defensive swing coming in at Anderson's elbow. Instead of diving out of the way, he hit it. It was clearly a ball. Now he goes for a slider way outside and strikes out. So 1 up, 1 down so far here for the White Sox. Yasmani Grandal comes to the plate now. The catcher leads this team with 16 home runs. 5th in the American League on the list. Batting left-handed, the first pitch lifted down the right field line, curving towards the line and caught. They had a shift on, and that's the only reason that doesn't get down for extra bases, with right field hugging the line. Abreu now comes up with 2 out in the bottom of the first inning. Average now down below 270 again at 269, sitting on 11 home runs. 4th on this team in homers. I remember a time when that would have been unheard of. Still quite a contributor and a leader in the clubhouse. 0-1 the count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Swung on and missed a 4-seamer inside at the knees. 0-2. Maeda into the wind. He delivers. Outside pitch misses, 1-2 the count. There's a 91-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball in the outside corner that missed. He works quickly and delivers again. High and outside, 2-2. Abreu has the count even now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Swung on and missed a four-seamer. He could not get around in time. Low and inside in the zone. Sox go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the second inning. No score here in Chicago. Top of the second. No score. Josh Donaldson is the 5-hitter today. 366, 20 home runs, 54 RBIs, and a 460 OBP. He leads in all 4 of those categories coming into this game. White Sox did a pretty good job of handling him in Minnesota. The Yankees did not this week. And now he's back here on the south side. The first pitch lifted out deep into center field. It will stay in the ballpark. Another step back for Robert. He'll catch it a couple of feet before the track in front of the batter's eye. 1 pitch, 1 out. But Donaldson, I'm sure, will be back. Mitch Garver comes up. He was trouble for the White Sox last weekend. .310 with 14 home runs and 39 RBI. These guys in the 5 and 6 spots could be 3 and 4 on most rosters. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Cease now sends one low and outside, a curveball. It misses. 1-1 the count. Texas leading in Texas against Oakland 6-1 early. This one swung on and missed. 1-2. They're underway in Houston as the Red Sox are visiting this weekend. No score. Swung on and missed a curveball. He got Garver. Struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Cease so far. 2 outs in the top of the second. Eddie Rosario will come to the plate now. He's hitting .236 with 11 bombs and 25 RBI. He came to life against the White Sox last weekend and then completely slumped off during the week. Meanwhile, the team that they face, the Yankees, they get no break. After getting swept at home by the Twins, they're now out in Los Angeles against the other first-place team in the American League. Four-seamer fouled off. 2-1 the count. Grandal sets up on one knee outside. Perfect pitch on the corner, a changeup taken. 2-2. Just got a piece of a curveball low. He'll get another pitch. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. For Rosario, Cease into the wind. Down the third base line, just foul. That would have been extra bases. They have a shift on for Rosario right now, so the line is got nobody near it. Moncada's not near third base. Jimenez is in left center field. Pitch misses inside, 3-2. The payoff pitch now on the way. Swung on and fouled off. We'll get another one. Cease toes the rubber. Delivers one that is sent out just over the head of Moncada into left field. That's a base hit. He almost got it. Just cleared his glove as he jumped for it. Rosario has a 3-2, 2-out single, and the inning continues. Dylan Cease sitting on 29 pitches at this point, with 2 outs in the top of the second. And up comes Max Kepler, hitting .225, and he was a White Sox killer last weekend. Between him and Garver, and then Miguel Sano, that's all they needed. As a slider hits the outside corner, 1-1. Oh, and don't forget about Polanco. Actually, every time I look at one of these guys, I go, well, they did really well against us last weekend. The entire team did. Cease, though, trying to change that right now. 1-1 the count with a runner on first. The curveball gets across, 1-2. The sun's staying up a little bit later these days, and it's getting hot in Chicago. Just misses on a slider low and away, 2-2. Good take by Kepler. It was close. Ground ball, first base. Abreu takes it on the one hop, touches the bag. The inning is over. We're midway through the second inning. Dylan Cease so far has scattered 2 hits. And there's no score. Moncada will lead it off for the Sox. In the bottom of the second inning, Yoan Moncada had a day off yesterday. Comes up hitting .323. 9 homers, 31 RBIs, an OPS of .936 for the third baseman. He's been playing a solid defense and holding down the cleanup spot for this team now. The first pitch sent down the first baseline foul into the stands. 0-1. He's got 17 doubles, 1 off the lead here on this team. The White Sox lead all of Major League Baseball in doubles, 5th in home runs. This ball sent down the third base line, hooking just foul. If it gets inside the chalk, it would have only needed about 6 inches. It would have been a double. 0-2 now. Swings and misses at a 4-seamer high, and he's down on 3 pitches. So Moncada that close to extra bases. On the next pitch, he's sitting down. Maeda held the White Sox down for their worst offensive output of the 4-game set in Minnesota. And he's up there right now dealing yet again. 16 pitches. He's got 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 to Eloy Jimenez, batting 5th, hitting .266. Swung on and driven deep down the third base line. That is foul. Way out in front of that pitch. Now he chops one to first. Quick flip, close play. Maeda beats Jimenez to the bag. Encarnacion comes to the plate. 14 homers, 31 RBIs. DHing today. Hitting .257. Has not had a bad week or so, even though the team has been struggling. In their last 10, the White Sox are 4-6. Right before that stretch, they had taken 3 out of 4 from the Blue Jays. Here in Chicago. And that was the highest point that they basically have been at all year long. 0-2 the count now. 2 pitches fouled off. This one sent deep. If it stays fair, it's out. It's out of here. Home run, Edwin Encarnacion. Way back. 374 feet out of here at 107.4 miles per hour. The solo shot as the White Sox strike first here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Edwin with his 15th jack of the year. He'll touch them all. High five to Adam Engels getting ready to bat and back into the dugout. He did not have a doubt. He hit it, dropped the bat, and went into his trot. It did land in the first section there in fair territory down the left field line into the stands behind the bullpen. High and outside 4-seam fastball misses to Adam Engel, hitting .296, 4 homers, 12 RBIs, and .870 OPS. He has recently claimed the starting job out in right field over the struggling and disappointing Nomar Mazara. An outside circle change misses 2-0. He scored 5 times in the last 4 games. He has hustled and played very good defense. 2-0 from Maeda, the pitch. Hits the outside corner on an off-speed pitch, 2-1. Sox lead 1-0, and as I said in Minnesota all weekend long last week, this team is too good for us to win anything 1-0, but it's good to be out early. Swung on and missed a 4-seamer high and outside, 2-2. And you know, their pitchers pitch with the confidence of knowing that. Maeda's not bothered being down 1-0. It's an inconvenience to him at this point. As he gets Engel on the outside corner looking, borderline pitch, Engel doesn't like it. He's asking where exactly that was as we go to the break. End of 2, Sox lead 1-0. Byron Buxton's batting 9th today, hitting .296. He led off all last weekend for the Twins. They flipped things around a little bit. It doesn't seem to matter. Meanwhile, 34 pitches for Cease through the first 2 innings. Pitch number 35, here's a ball outside, 1-0 to Buxton. Top of the third inning, Family Waterproofing Solutions third inning, here on Sox in the Basement. As a curveball hits the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Cease takes the sign into the line. Grounded over to Anderson. Gets it on the 1-hop. Over to Abreu, and they get the speedy Buxton. A ground out 6-3, there's one gone, and Luis Arias, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning, comes up to the plate in the left-handed batter's box for a second look at Dylan Cease today. An outside fastball catches the corner, 0-1. He's got the 4th highest batting average in the American League right now, hitting .349. Cease into the wind, delivers. Inside, almost hit him on a curveball, 1-1 to count. Brushed him back. He has not really been out of control, so maybe that was on purpose. Works his way back outside, gets him swinging, so yes, maybe it's set up a pitch. 1-2 now as Grandal moves around on almost every pitch behind the plate, giving different targets to Cease. That one misses inside, 2-2. Dylan toes the rubber and delivers. Inside pitch popped up. Moncada's going to come a few steps in and catch it. Over by third base, there's 2 gone. And Polanco comes up 1 for 1 with a double in the first inning. Hard hit ball to opposite field. When the Sox had a shift on him, they have it on again. The lefty put it down the third base line. An outside curveball misses 1-0 the count. He's 6th in the American League with a .333 batting average. This team can hit. They got a guy who's basically winning the Triple Crown right now and a couple other guys in the top 10 in most categories. 1-0 the count with 2 outs in the top of the third. Check swing strike taken on a 4-seam fastball. Family Waterproofing Solutions. Veteran-owned, female-owned, family-owned, and Sox in the Basement deals. Details coming up here. After this half inning, give Ken a call, a Marine, who does a good job and does it safely for you and your family. As this ball is grounded out in the left field, the shift has failed the White Sox twice. It may be time to take it off on Polanco. This one is coming into second base. He'll beat the throw from Jimenez with a double. He's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, both of them because of the shift. He has doubles number 8 and number 9 on the season against the White Sox in this game. And whatever strategy they thought they had against Polanco, because he was pulling the ball like crazy the last time that they saw him, it turns out he can hit against the shift. Nelson Cruz is 0 for 1 with a flyout in the first inning. An outside 4-seamer misses, 1-0 the count. Remember to check out the Sox in the Basement deals with Family Waterproofing Solutions. Remember to take advantage of the ability to get your estimate over video feed and avoid contact. Low outside pitch rolls away a little bit, but the runner's going to hold. 2-0. Sano stands on deck behind him, Donaldson. Outside fastball catches the corner, 2-1. Dylan checks the runner, the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, 2-2 now the count. So he fights back from being down 2-0 to get him 2-2. Now he just misses a slider on the outside corner. He wanted it. Count is full. Dylan doesn't want to put 2 on now if he's sitting in the middle of this lineup. Big pitch here on the way with a full count. Swung on and missed a 4-seamer. He got him. Wicked pitch comes in on the hands. Cease raises his fist to the air. He's feeling this crowd. They're feeling him. Midway through the third, 1-0 White Sox. Foundation issues not properly handled can be costly. Family Waterproofing Solutions is owned by Ken, a veteran of the United States Marines, and his wife Maria, making them a veteran-owned business and a female-owned business that will diagnose and repair wet or leaky basements. And while they're located on the Sox side, Family Waterproofing services the entire Chicagoland area and Northwest Indiana. And now, after taking time off to ensure they can do things safely and securely for you, Family Waterproofing is back in business and doing jobs. Plus, part of the proceeds for every job that they do are donated to veteran and first responder organizations who support our frontline defenders. And currently, Sox in the Basement listeners have access to special pricing when they contact Family Waterproofing Solutions now, 708-330-4466, or visit them today at FamilyBasementWaterproofing.com. The Chicago White Sox are 3rd in the American League in runs per game and stolen bases, 4th in average slugging and home runs, and 5th in on-base percentage. The Minnesota Twins are 1st in nearly every one of those categories, or 2nd with the exception of stolen bases. They don't steal a lot. Nick Madrigal's hitting .223 with a home run and 12 RBIs. Been struggling a bit lately, although he played well against the Twins. First pitch hits the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Really painted the corner on that one. Mads just could not pull the trigger. Inside pitch now popped up to second base. There's one gone. Luis Robert comes to the plate. He had a home run yesterday, his fourth, 18 RBIs, and a league-leading 26 stolen bases to go with his .224 average. He's the 9 hitter in the lineup today. With one out in the bottom of the third, the pitch from Maeda is outside and misses. 1-0 the count. He's on a 7-game hit streak, hitting well over 400 in his last 10 games. Swung on and fouled off deep down the first base line. 1-1 the count. Next pitch from Robert. Dribbled down the third base line, just foul. Fans thought it was fair. They're upset. 1-2 the count. Swings and misses at a four-seamer now inside, and he goes down. The fans are still buzzing. They thought that ball was fair. It was a foul ball. I'm looking at it right now. That ball does hit the ground before the bag, but is clearly on the other side of it when it gets over the top of it. But you can see how people sitting around the ballpark might not be able to see it that clearly without the benefit of replay. Tim Anderson's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. He takes an inside pitch for a strike, 0-1 the count. 1 run on a home run from Edwin Encarnacion for the White Sox. Otherwise, nobody else has reached base against Maeda. 34 pitches for the Twins starter, 2 out in the bottom of the third. Down the first base line, foul goes this one, and 1-2 now to Anderson as he stands in waiting for the next pitch. Swung on and missed, and he strikes out. Kenta Maeda's on fire today. He's made one bad pitch. His team trails 1-0, and Dylan Cease needs to match him. After 3, 1-0 Sox here at the rate. Miguel Sano comes to the plate. 0 for 1 in this game. Dylan Cease needed 52 pitches for 3 innings. A lot better than last night with Dallas Keuchel. Over 90 pitches through 3 innings. He gave up 2 runs. He could have given up 10 there. Sox still ended up losing the game because the bullpen was unable to hold off the Orioles, dropping that game by 1 run and only splitting the series against one of the worst teams in baseball. Sano is 1-1 in the count after 2 pitches on the high outside portion of the plate. 1 goes for a strike, 1 goes for a ball. Next pitch he goes back again, taken for a ball, 2-1. Cease comes inside, swing and a miss on a slider. Low and in, 2-2 to count. He's moving quickly on the mound between pitches. Swung on and missed. 4-seamer high and away. Sano cannot reach it. 98 miles an hour. High and out. Down in the minor leagues, Mike Rodolfo. .538 average, 1 home run and 4 RBIs over his last 10 games. And Chelsea Cuthbert hitting .429 over his last 10. A couple of young stars trying to find their way up to the show. Josh Donaldson stands in 0 for 1 with a flyout in the second. Having one hell of a season. He's 1-0 on an inside pitch. Cease now pitches one away, 97 miles an hour. Borderline call, but it goes for a ball. 2-0. Hitting .297 over his last 10 games. That shows he's cooling off a little bit, if you can believe it. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. 2-1. Line drive ripped down the third baseline, foul there. A low inside fastball misses. 3-1 now with Garver on deck. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Cease goes into the wind and delivers. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory. Moncada drifts back and catches it near the tarp. Down the third base line. 2 gone here in the top of the fourth, and Mitch Garver comes to the plate. It's a weekend series here in Chicago, just like last weekend when White Sox fans traveled, as this one is on the outside corner for a strike, traveled up to Minneapolis, which I have done many a time. There are Twins fans down here for this weekend series. So you hear a smattering of boos when there should be cheers and vice versa. Although there is a predominantly bigger White Sox crowd, as a line drive in foul territory snatched out of the air by Moncada. He caught that with his whole body in foul territory, and he gets the out. Midway through the fourth, 1-0 Sox. Bottom of the fourth inning, Grandal's 0 for 1. Maeda 36 pitches through 3. He has not allowed a base runner, with the exception of when Edwin Encarnacion touched them all with a solo home run in the second inning. Strike down the middle on a four-seamer, 0-1 the count. 6 RBI in the last 3 games he's played in for Grandal. He almost tied it up last night. 2 outs, pinch hit to the wall. The wind was blowing in at 10 miles an hour at that point, and it was caught on the track. Swings at this one, sends it right back to Maeda, who makes a stab and throws it over to first. The 0-2 pitch, grounded out to the pitcher. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth, and here comes Abreu, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. He's got a 352 OBP and a 429 slugging percentage right now. The first pitch on the inside corner goes for a strike, 0-1. Now he dribbles one over to second base. It was an outside pitch that he got his bat on. 4-3 put out. 2 gone. Here's Yoan Moncada. 0 for 1 with the strikeout in the second inning. Just missed extra bases down the line. Just made a very good defensive play. Standing in there with a .322 batting average on the left side of the plate. First pitch on the way from Maeda. Down the middle, taken for a strike, 0-1 the count. You're not going to get a prettier pitch than that one. Into the wind and the pitch. Swings and misses now at one outside of the zone, so I don't know what he's looking at. He doesn't swing at the one down the middle. He goes for the one that's way outside, and he's 0-2 in the count. Maeda fooling him. Inside, he rips this one down the first baseline foul. You could tell a pitcher's doing good when you see really good hitters not able to guess where the ball's going. They're getting fooled. Swung on and missed. He swung underneath one and strikes out for the second time today. Kenta Maeda in fuego through 4. You still lead 1-0. Eddie Rosario will lead off the top of the 5th. Here for the Twins, 64 pitches so far for Dylan Cease. Rosario's 1 for 1 with a single in the second inning. The left-handed batter awaits the first pitch here in the top of the 5th, the DP3 Tech 5th inning. As an outside fastball catches the zone, 0-1 the count. Shift on right now. Moncada's over short. Anderson on the other side of second base, and Madrigal in shallow right field. Swung on and missed, a four-seamer low and away, 0-2. Cease has him 0-2. Grandal now moves over a little bit inside. Ball gets away. It's a drop third strike down to first base, and they get him. He swung on a pitch that was in the dirt, and it went all the way back to the backstop. Takes off running. Bang, bang play at first, but they got him. Goes as a strikeout for Cease. There's one out here in the top of the 5th inning. I can't believe he swung at it. When I saw it roll to the back and I saw that it landed, it basically hit inside of his own batter's box and went to the backstop, and he swung. 0-1 now to Max Kepler, who lifts the next one out into left field, tailing back towards the walls. Jimenez, he's to the track. He looks up. He'll make the catch. About 1.5 feet before the wall. He just kept tailing back there. I got nervous for a second. 2 gone here in the top of the 5th, and Byron Buxton's up 0 for 1 with a ground out in the 3rd inning. Cease into the line and delivers inside for a ball and a slider, 1-0 the count. DP3 Tech partnered with Microsoft, created a system allowing you one-button access to all of your employees, your coworkers, your boss. You can work from anywhere. You can have people in the office, people at home, people in Aruba. You can share forms, share files, share pictures, show graphs, work with your existing system, migrate it over into theirs. So many options. A Southside company doing it the right way in an all-new world. We said innovation is going to show up during this time. That's some innovation for you. Details coming up. after the White Sox can get through the Twins here. Buxton's on with a base hit in the shallow center field, and now here's Luis Arraez. Inside fastball taken for a strike. Next pitch outside, 1-1. Runners going. Popped out into shallow left center. Anderson gets back and will make the catch. A hit and run. The Twins trying to get something going, cannot. We're midway through the fifth, holding down the best offense in baseball, 1-0. New challenges bring new technology. DP3 Tech has partnered with Microsoft to make things easier on you and your business. Imagine being able to get everybody together in a nice, easy, user experience friendly meeting room, and being able to share whatever you want in the room with just one click. You can migrate from old legacy on-premises equipment right now to flexible, secure, work-from-home friendly cloud services. Bring your group together faster, better, easier. Find out what DP3 Tech can do for you. Contact their cloud migrations team today, 312-896-2450, or email info@dp3tech.com. As the sky turns orange and purple and the sun sets here on the south side of Chicago, Eloy Jimenez comes up in the bottom of the fifth inning, 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second inning. Kenta Maeda has been on fire, 45 pitches through 4 innings. 1 hit, it was a home run. Otherwise, nobody else has reached base. He has faced just 1 over the minimum. He throws a strike taken by Jimenez. He just looks filthy out there right now. He pitched very well against us the last time we saw him. White Sox batters having trouble with him. Swung on and missed, 0-2. And now Jimenez takes strike 3. He's arguing about the call, but guess what? It was a strike. Well above the knees, 8th strikeout for Maeda. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Edwin Encarnacion, 1 for 1 with a solo homer in the second inning. The only guy able to crack the Maeda code so far. Texas getting a big lead now on Oakland, up 11-3. They're also in the 5th. Maeda's about to throw his 50th pitch here in the 5th inning. Very efficient. Misses outside, 2-0. And you know what? I don't know if I give him anything to hit either. He's the only guy who's been able to touch him. And he's red hot lately. 2 for 4 yesterday with a double. He's got the homer here today. Swung on and sent deep into right field. It is going to stay in the ballpark, though. It is dying quickly. And caught right in front of the grill out there. What was formerly the Bullpen Sports Bar and now is the Goose Island section. Anamango comes up. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. He's 0 for 1. Takes an outside pitch, 1-0 the count. We always talk on Sox in the Basement about draft picks. And we'll talk about how not often do you see a guy that isn't drafted up towards the top of a draft really making it to the majors and becoming an everyday starter. Adam Engel was a 19th round draft pick. There isn't going to be a 19th round this year. In fact, there may not be a 19th round next year, as Major League Baseball seems to care less and less about the younger players, which is interesting because the CBA that's currently in effect really favors younger players. 2-0 the count. Low and inside, catches the corner, 2-1 now on a strike taken. But here's a guy that's contributing for the White Sox, and he may not be your favorite outfielder, and he may have frustrated you during the rebuild, but he has a place on this team. He brings defense, he brings speed, he brings good pop against lefties, and right now this season, he's doing very well, hitting around 300 all year long. Swung on and sent over to short, hard hit ball scooped up, thrown over to first. He's retired. The Sox go 1-2-3 yet again. To Maeda continues the cruise, but we luckily and fortunately have a 1-0 lead. Dylan Cease has held down the Twins through the first 5 innings. Jorge Polanco's already 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Top of the 6th inning, Sox lead 1-0. Cease throws pitch number 75 on the game, and it's fouled off. 0-1 the count. Rondal sets up outside now. The pitch comes in high and away, 1-1. Next offering inside, swung on and missed, 1-2 the count. And he got him on the inside corner. 7 strikeout for Cease. He took it. It was high and in, but in the zone for sure. Nice frame job by Grandal. Polanco sits down, 1 out here in the 6th inning. And here comes Nelson Cruz. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He's got a .302 average. Slugs .529 with a .414 on-base percentage. He's a good player. And he's 1-0 in the count after that pitch. Cease into the wind. Throws it low and in, a fastball that misses, 2-0. 15-year career for Nelson Cruz. 5 different teams. Outside pitch misses, 3-0. So pinpoint accuracy for the last batter. This one, not so much. 3-0 count to a dangerous hitter. 1-0 White Sox, 1 out in the top of the 6th. That one's fouled off, would have been a strike. 3-1. Sano on deck. Cease into the wind. Misses outside, it was close. He's going to walk Cruz, so a runner's on now. 83 pitches for Cease, 53 for strikes, 30 for balls. Sano is going to come out there, and the White Sox want to go out and talk with their pitcher real quick. First time they're visiting the mound today. They're going to have a talk with him, see how he's doing. Cooper gets back into the dugout, and before the pitch is thrown, we see activity going on in the bullpen now. Outside pitch misses, 1-0 the count. 49 runs batted in for Sano. That's second on his team. Got a 1-0 count with 1 out in the top of the 6th and a runner on first. Dillon throws one in, high and tight, and backs him off, 2-0. And now he's thrown 6 straight balls outside the zone. The fan base trying to cheer him on here. Just misses the outside corner. He got squeezed on that pitch. 3-0 the count. He was cruising and has hit some sort of a bump in the road. A strike down the middle, 3-1. The fans get up, give him the cheer for that one. As Dillon is trying to fight his way through this. On deck is Josh Donaldson, and he's dangerous. It's a 1-0 game. Here we go. Inside corner, they're going to say it missed, and now I see Ricky Renteria yelling. I think he thought that was a strike, and even if he didn't, he wants to give some support to his pitcher, who's run into some trouble here. Donaldson to the plate with 2 on now and 1 out in the top of the 6th. Swung on and ripped down the third baseline, foul. 0-1 the count. Tense moment here for Dylan Cease and the White Sox. Next pitch misses outside, 1-1. Dillon struggling. He looked really good through 5. Looked good with the first batter. Pinpoint. And then the wheels seem to have come off. Like he just can't find the zone. Inside pitch lifted in the shallow center field. Coming in is Luis Robert. He will make the play. I don't think many center fielders get in that quick from being that deep. A running catch. Everybody's got a hold. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. Mitch Garver to the plate. 2 outs. Cease on the mound. 2 on. The pitch on the way. Misses outside. A slider. 1-0 the count. The next offering. Down the middle for a strike. 1-1 now. Runners on first and second. 1-0 White Sox. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. That's a strike down the middle as well. 1-2. Garver laid off both of them. Dillon rears back and delivers. Swung on and sent out in the center field. It will stay in the ballpark. Robert puts it away. Cease comes off the mound, pumping his fist. Sox fans on their feet. They withstand the challenge in the 6th and leave the inning still leading 1-0 here against the Twins. Nick Madrigal comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sox lead 1-0, swung on and missed on a slider, 0-1 the count. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Next pitch, dribbled over to first base. A little bit of trouble there, but they're going to get it over to the bag before he beats it. For a moment, I thought he was going to beat the first baseman to the bag. Luis Robert comes to the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Sends this one out in the left field. It's up in the air too long, and the wind's going to knock it down a little bit. It's going to be caught right before the White Sox bullpen. In the field of play, 2 gone. Maeda has only thrown 59 pitches. He will throw his 60th here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. He's only given up 1 hit. Outside 4-seamer misses. 1-0 the count. Only 1 base runner, like we said. It was Encarnacion on the home run. 4-seam fastball down the middle goes for a strike. 1-1 the count. Cease left that inning with 95 pitches and likely is done with a shutout through 6. Jace Fry, the only guy throwing out there, looks like he's poised to come in to at least start off the top of the 7th inning. Sox had to use a lot of their bullpen this week. Not everybody's available. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and popped up to first base. Another 1-2-3 inning for Maeda. If it weren't for Edwin Encarnacion, the guy would have a no-hitter going. Instead, it's 1-0 White Sox after 6. The much maligned White Sox pitching staff has a guy named Jace Fry out there with only 14 1/3 innings and a 3.77 earned run average. Righty's hitting 192 against him, lefty's hitting 091. And he is going to pitch the 7th after Steve Cishek put in a really good effort last night as the White Sox tried to come back. Normally you would see Cishek, Bummer, and Colome divvy up the last 3 innings. That cannot happen tonight. Pitch low and inside, goes for a ball, 1-0 the count. Rosario stands up at the plate, 1 for 2, the lefty. Swings and misses at the next pitch, a cut fastball inside, 1-1. Colome and Bummer are available, and Herrera. From what I understand, Evan Marshall could come out and pitch, although he's not 100%. Cishek, Kopech, and Fry likely not available. Low cut fastball, 2-2. If they came out, they would not be anywhere near 100%. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, he got him. 1 gone here in the top of the 7th inning. Fry strikes out the first batter. He has been working slowly into becoming a guy that could take an entire inning after being a loogie his entire career to this point. Sox started him off just trying to get 1 guy at the end of an inning, then 2 guys, and now he started a few innings. So far, so good. When you look at the overall workload, Max Kepler's another lefty who's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out. Outside pitch misses, 1-0 the count. He's the 8-hitter. Buxton's the 9. Swung on and sent out in the left field. Back towards the wall, it'll be caught by Jimenez, and then he runs onto the track and throws it in. 2 gone, and Byron Buxton comes to the plate. Buxton's 1 for 2. He stands in as a righty. First pitch popped out in the right field. Underneath it is Engel. 1-2-3 goes Fry. We are going to the bottom of the 7th inning with the White Sox holding on to a 1-0 lead against Minnesota on the south side of Chicago. Aaron Bummer and Alex Colome warm in the bullpen. Yasmani Grandal comes to the plate. 63 pitches for Maeda coming into the 7th inning. And the first pitch is sent foul down the first base line from Yasmani Grandal. He's 0 for 2. Everybody's an 0 for today except for Edwin Encarnacion. Outside pitch misses, 1-1 the count. 92 miles an hour in the outside corner. Maeda efficient and very effective against the White Sox today. Misses low, 2-1 now the count. Sox have also been swinging at a lot of first or second pitches in the at-bat. They have not done themselves any favors. This one misses outside, 3-1. with Abreu on deck. Cleveland has defeated the Royals 6-0. The Indians win at home. High pitch misses, and Grandal becomes only the second guy to get to go down to first base all day. He gets a walk, the first free pass for Maeda. So we're in business with a runner out there. And Abreu coming to the plate. Jose's 0 for 2. First pitch down in the dirt, 1-0 the count. Sergio Romo and Corey Guerin are both up now, throwing. The Twins might be sensing a crack in the armor of Kenta Maeda. Let's hope so. Low and outside, fouled off. Should have taken that one. It would have been ball 2. The 1-1 pitch. Cracked over to third base. They're going to go around the horn. 5, 4, 3. Double play. Abreu lets him off the hook. He had not been finding the plate. He swung at a pitch out of the zone. Second one he had done that to. He just stands up there and takes everything. He's 3-0 in the count. Instead, there's 2 outs, and Moncada comes to the plate. Bottom of the 7th inning. He's got 2 strikeouts. This is only his 3rd at bat. Into the wind, the pitch. A low four-seamer taken for a ball, 1-0. I'm telling you, you can't find the zone the same way. Abreu really did him a favor there. Now that one just barely gets across for a strike, 1-1, and Moncada at least had the idea of, I'm going to make him throw a strike. He watched that from the on-deck circle. He saw the same thing we did. Swung on and sent out into center field. It's a can of corn. Buxton will put it away. 3 gone. We are through 7. And in the most unlikely result through 7 innings, the White Sox and the Twins have only scored 1 run. Luckily, we scored it. Top of the 8th inning, Luis Arraez coming to the plate. Jace Fry only had 8 pitches last inning, and he'll come out for this one. Interesting decision here. First pitch low and away, a fastball, 1-0. Attendance, 24,159. Fry now gets a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Arraez, I know I called him by the wrong name earlier, lays off one close on the outside corner, 2-1. They're working him away. Next pitch fouled off, 2-2 the count. Goes outside, he lays off at 3-2. Polanco's on deck. Here in the top of the 8th inning, full count. Arraez, the lefty, stands in the pitch from Fry. Swung on and a ground ball that gets just underneath the glove of Madrigal, who gave it his all. Seeing eye single in the right field. Fry's disappointed. They're going to go out and get him now. They wanted him to face that lefty, and he had him. And he just found a way to get that one through the infield on a ground ball that was induced. They're going to go to the bullpen, and out comes Alex Colome. Not Aaron Bummer, mind you. Colome. He comes out in the 8th inning here. 18 games, 16 and a third innings, 3.31 ERA, 19 strikeouts, 10 walks. He has 6 saves and 10 opportunities. He's blown 4 of them. 3 in the month of May. So he's working the 8th inning now, and a cut fastball to Polanco goes for a strike, 0-1 the count. Runner on first, no outs. Swung on and foul back, 0-2. Arraez has speed, but is not a real good guy when it comes to stolen bases. Gets a bad jump. This one's foul back, 0-2. The count remains to Polanco. Goes from hitting on the right side over to the left again. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and sent over to second base. Madrigal over to Anderson. Back over to first base. 4-6-3. The double play, rack 'em up. 2 gone here in the 8th inning. Nice play by Mads. He has to go towards first base, plant his feet, get it on the hop, sidearms it over to Anderson, who gets it over just in time for the speedy Polanco. 2 fast runners, they got them both. And Nelson Cruz is 0 for 2. First pitch low and inside, misses the zone. 1-0 the count. And now he drills one deep. Get foul! Get foul! It does. That one missed hitting the pole by 1.5 inches. That is the closest thing I've seen to a home run that didn't go out this entire season. He went into his trot and was waving it to stay fair. And the ball disappeared at the last moment into foul territory. Swings and misses at a pitch now, 2-2 to count. Colome almost blows this hold. Now it's fouled off, 2-2 to count remains. Cruz is 0 for 2. Almost tied this up. An inch away. Swung on and missed. Colome gets out of the inning. He's lucky. The wind blowing across is the reason for it. Midway through the 8th, Sox still lead 1-0. Sergio Romo's coming in. He's got 2 saves, 13 games, 16 innings, 1.13 ERA, 16 strikeouts to 3 walks. Righty's hitting 200, lefty's hitting 216. Eloy Jimenez stands in. Only 1 hit given up by Kenta Maeda and 1 walk. He pitched 7. I'm surprised he's not out here for the 8th. The Twins might have done the White Sox a favor bringing us somebody else and a different look. First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0 the count to Jimenez. The White Sox have 1 run on 1 hit, a home run from Encarnacion. The Twins have 5 hits and have not scored yet. High 4-seamer catches the zone, 2-1. Aaron Bummer looks like he's taken the 9th inning for the White Sox. Outside pitch misses, 3-1. Edwin's on deck hitting 260. He'll get another crack as well in this inning as it goes Jimenez, Double E, and Adam Engel. And maybe more, let's hope so. 3-2 to count now. The pitch on the way. Swung on and sent back up the middle. Falling fast, but not fast enough for the speedy Buxton. He'll make the play. There's 1 gone here in the 8th inning. Maeda, 74 pitches, 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. He was deadly today. Now Romo and the Twins bullpen are trying to keep the White Sox down and give themselves a chance in the 9th. Encarnacion fouls that one off, 0-1 the count. The pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back, count remains 0-2, a slider outside, low and away. Encarnacion is protecting with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Romo delivers. Low and inside, slider again, misses badly, 1-2. Guaranteed Rate Field. White Sox simulated season, brought to you by Cork and Carry at the Park. That ball's low, 2-2. Sox in the basement, partnering up with Sox on 35th. You get all the stats, the post-game, the analysis, the wrap-up, the box scores after every game there. It's SoxOn35th.com as this one's fouled off. Count remains even at 2. Edwin's having a good at-bat here. Let's see if he can battle his way to another hit. The pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, a changeup tailing away. He was just over the top of it. 2 outs here now in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Adam Engel comes up 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. There are guys on this White Sox team that may end up with only 2 at-bats. And I'll take that because that would mean that we're going to get through the 9th inning. Engel's 0 for 2. Outside slider misses, 1-0 the count. How often do you see that? Guy goes out, plays in a major league game, only gets 2 at-bats. Because it means the other guy has to be so good that he's locking everybody down, and yet somehow you find a way to win the game. That's what we're hoping for right now. Unless Adam Engel and this team can start getting some hits here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Because I don't want to see the bottom of the 9th. Pitch misses outside, 2-1 now from Romo. It's going to be the big boys versus Aaron Bummer. He'll have a challenge. This one sent down the first baseline foul. You'll have Sano, Donaldson, and Garver. As Engel puts this one on the right field gap back towards the wall, it will get to the track. Adam Engel's on his way into second base. He gets there with a double. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Big hit for Engel. Low pitch to Madrigal here on the first pitch. changeup. 1-0 the count. Roberts on deck. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sox leading 1-0, looking for the insurance run. Adam Engel's got speed on second. A base hit would get them that run. Inside pitch misses, 2-0. The next offering, swung on and sent down the first base line. Foul, 2-1 the count. Now an outside pitch misses, 3-1 the count with Robert on deck. Inside pitch misses, Madrigal draws the walk, so good speed on board at first and second base. Luis Robert comes to the plate 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He's been hot as of late coming into this game. The first pitch, low, misses, 1-0 the count. Romo having trouble with the strike zone. That's a good thing for White Sox fans. 2 outs here. Engel gets only the second hit of the game for the White Sox with a gapper in the right center field. The second walk of the game for the White Sox issued the Madrigal right after that. Now we got 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 8th in a 1-0 game in which the White Sox lead. Pitch misses inside, 2-0 the count. Aaron Bummer expected in the 9th against the big 3 hitters for this potent Twins offense. Misses high, 3-0 to Luis Robert. The 3-0 pitch. And he walked him on 4 pitches. The bases are loaded and Tim Anderson's coming to the plate. There's speed everywhere. A base hit probably gets 2 runs. A double scores 3. Anderson's 0 for 3 with a pop out in the 6th inning. Sox lead this game 1-0, trying to get the insurance runs. With 2 outs, Engel doubles, back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hitters, Madrigal and Robert. Sergio Romo remains on the mound. It would be big to get this hit right here. The anticipation in the ballpark. First pitch, sent down the first base line, hooking foul into section 110. Very, very close to getting to that foul pole. 0-1 the count. The next pitch, sent down the third base line, low dribbler. He doesn't touch third. Instead, he pulls the first baseman off the bag. Donaldson makes an error in judgment. Everybody's safe and the Sox score a run. Donaldson fields this running behind third base. And instead of trying to beat the base runner, Madrigal, to third, he decides it's easier to go across the field. He pulls his first baseman off the bag. The runner is safe. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Grandal comes to the plate. It's 2-0 White Sox with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the first pitch high and inside, 0-1 the count. It is inconceivable. It's almost a brain fart. It is one. I think he beats Madrigal to the bag if he just goes for third after he makes that play. But he's in a zone of some sorts where he's like, I just made a great play, and instinct says turn and throw it from foul territory and make the highlight reel. He will not in a good way. Now Grandal pops this one out in the left field. When it comes down, the inning will be over. They don't get any more, but the White Sox get an insurance run and lead 2-0. Donaldson, though, is coming up to the plate, along with some other very good hitters. We go to the top of the 9th, up 2. Aaron Bummer comes into the game, 27 1/3 innings, 26 appearances. 1-1 record, 7 holds. 1.32 earned run average, no saves, 43 strikeouts, 7 walks. And he will try to close this game out for the White Sox with Miguel Sano on the mound. And I scratch that, he does have a save this year. Sano swings and misses at a cut fastball inside, 0-1 the count. 2 runs on 2 hits for the White Sox. The play by Donaldson was ruled an error. The Twins, no runs on 5 hits. 1-1 now to count. Bummer gets him to swing and miss at a sinker low and away, 1-2. The next offering, swung on and missed. He sits him down. Sano throws his bat in disgust back onto the field of play. He turned towards the dugout and threw the bat. I think he intended to throw it towards the dugout. It came out of his hand early. He actually threw it up the line in the field of play. He might have just gotten tossed. We'll see if we can find out. Josh Donaldson takes a sinker on the outside corner, 0-1. I believe Miguel Sano has been thrown out of this game. And I think he went right into the clubhouse. 0-1 the count to Donaldson. Swung on and missed, 0-2. He was so angry, he just tossed the bat up the line in fair territory. It's incredible. Meanwhile, Aaron Bummer in control. Fouled off. Count remains 0-2 to the best hitter in Major League Baseball to date. Donaldson stands in there. The pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. He got him. Mitch Garver's 0 for 3. There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. The Sox lead 2-0. And Garver, he flew out in the 6th inning his last time up, and the first pitch is low and inside for a ball, 1-0 from Aaron Bummer. Bummer checks the sign and delivers. That's a ball outside, 2-0. On deck is Rosario. Don't want to see him, want this to end right now. Bummer checks the sign, 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted out into right field. When this ball comes down, this ball game is over. The Chicago White Sox, behind Dylan Cease, excellent pitching out of the bullpen, Edwin Encarnacion's solo shot, and a little bit of luck in the bottom of the 8th inning, win this game 2-0 on only 2 hits against Kenta Maeda and company. This team was red hot coming in here, had taken 3 out of 4 from the White Sox in Minnesota, and then won 9 out of their last 10, holding the best record in Major League Baseball, with the best hitter in Major League Baseball, and the Sox took care of business. 2-0 winners here. On a Friday night on the South Side, Dylan Cease, 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 2 walks. Nobody gets across the plate with him. Kenta Maeda, listen to this. 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 earned run. 8 strikeouts, takes the loss. The save, Aaron Bummer, with a perfect 9th. He had 2 strikeouts. Dylan Cease, the player of the game. Other notables for the White Sox, Edwin Encarnacion, 1 for 3 with that home run, the solo shot in the 2nd inning. Angle goes 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Everybody else, no hits. There were a couple of walks. 2 of them, maybe 3. Grandal had a walk, Madrigal had a walk, I think Robert had a walk. That's it. That's all your offense. And that's all we needed. I can't believe that I said in the 2nd inning, there's no way you're going to shut down the Twins. They're too good. And from that point on, the White Sox shut down the Twins. They were not good enough. The White Sox get the win tonight, and they go for another one tomorrow. It's good to take the first game of this series after what happened in Minnesota and how things have been going for the Sox. Hopefully, this is a sign of good things to come. Gio Gonzalez goes tomorrow. We will see you on the south side of Chicago as this big series continues. Thank you for joining us. Big ups, as they say, the kids, to Cork and Carry at the Park. You're hungry this weekend, you want some ballpark food, you want to have an award-winning burger, some dogs, some wings, some wraps, some salads, anything you want. Great appetizers, pulled pork nachos. It's incredible. Just go on the menu. CorkandCarryAtThePark.com or use some Grubhub. This is the podcast for fans, by fans, simulating White Sox baseball every game since the beginning of the season, and we'll keep doing it as long as we must, giving you something to root for this summer. The White Sox are back to 10 games over 500 and only 5 back from the Twins now, with 2 more to go against them. We'll have game number 2 tomorrow here on Sox in the Basement, found everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at SoxInTheBasement.com. Have a great night, everybody.
Sox in the Basement. Sox in the Basement. Sox in the Basement.
Sox in the Basement. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always on SoxInTheBasement.com.